Assalamu'alaikum Wr.Wb. Hello everyone, my name is Zulfa Farda. I'm a student of English Education Department in UIN Sunan Gunung Djati, Bandung. Here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about characteristic of young learner. To fulfill my assignment, the subject is teaching English for young learner. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, who would have thought that teaching young learners was easy? No, you're wrong, because actually teaching young learners is a challenge because it takes a lot of energy and patience. Children are unique and they can easily imitate something, for example, a language. So young learners are naturally active and creative language learners. They learn and acquire knowledge from what they hear, what they see, and they interact with their environment. To know a language, they need an environment surrounded by targeted language. Why? It is meaningful because of the context and because of the ways the teachers speak to them. To know a language, they need an environment surrounded by targeted language. It is meaningful because of the context and because of the teacher speak to them. As a language teacher, it is better that before teacher teach a young learner, they should know first about the characteristic of young learner to give ease to understand them. Like that, and the characteristic of young learner cover their ways of thinking, their attitude, language learning, etc. So here's I'm going to tell you a little bit about characteristic of young learner from what I've learned. For the first is active. Young learner have an active characteristic. They like to move their body, they like to wiggle their bodies, and children will be enthusiastic if they are taught by using fun activities, game, or being involved in activities. Try to ask them to play games, role-play dialogues, and involve them in competition. Try activities that encourage them to get out from their seat and move around. For example, is playing a Simon Say. So, Simon Say, touch your nose. Simon Say, touch your head. Simon Say, touch your eyes. Like that. And for second is we have imaginative. Young learners are imaginative. Activities that are full of imagination is a cause of enjoyment for them. It is sometimes for them is distinguish reality from imagination and reality. Children respond the language well through concrete things or visual things rather than abstract things. So we need to use realia or picture to teach new vocabulary related to concrete meaning. For example, this is a doll. For example, this is a doll. And you don't have to mention, you don't have to tell the meaning of the doll because the object is concrete, is real, like that. Number 3 is spontaneous. Children are also spontaneous. They love spur of the moment activity. As a teacher, you need to prepare surprise to excite young learners. You can also produce spontaneity by varying your activity. And of course, you could just suddenly lead them in an energetic action song, but don't or nothing surprises a group of young learners like suddenly playing a game. Children love new things. They may actually lose interest in something they originally liked if that is repeated too many times. And for the fourth, we have imitate. Young learners is good imitate. They learn by imitating adults. It is amazing how humans imitate and discover things around them from a very young age. Children acquire communication skill through social interaction. Consequently, because imitation functions as a learning tool, it is rewarding to use it teach children new skill and knowledge. And for the fifth, we have children have short attention spans. Unlike adults who can force themselves to pay attention, children have limited ability to give their whole attention to one situation, especially if the situation is not interesting for them. For example, if teacher give they many of topic, too many of assignment, too many of material, they will get quickly bored and or doing some activity, and the activity is too long like that, they will get easily to get bored. So it because they have limited attention spans. So generally after a 10 minute or every 10 minutes, they can get disinterested in the activity at hand, especially if it's taught directly and is devoid of the element of play like that. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Sorry if there are many mistake in pronunciation or in delivery the material. So finally I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.